What's going on, guys? Kagi here. I'm going to talk about the new Holy Fairy Nightshade. Let's get right into it. So, first is her outfit. Let's make it so you can see it right there. This is called Feet of the World's End. This is female only. This is her outfit's front. This is the back of it. There's also, at the same time, this appears to be a new outfit. Not sure how you're going to get it, but this is a non-gender locked. As you can see, Soapberry is male only, but this is either male or female. The front just looks like a night thing, but on the back, it's obviously dragon related. Nameless Loner is the name. And it says to use the rare item to unlock the appearance. So don't know if this is going to be an event or whatnot to unlock the outfit. The headpiece looks like one that we've seen already before. Tail is very similar to Exoria's tail, especially from what you can see right here. But that'll be an interesting one to get. Then we have Nightshade herself. She's holy, obviously. She has the Aperion suppression, which we talked about in yesterday's video. This is new for the Dragon Isles. She also has, because she's a holy, elemental fairies cap at 600 on their biggest stat. Holy here goes to 630 or 660 depending on the generation. This is a 660 break and a 330 block, so good stats there. Now on to her. Let's do her passive first. To make this a bit bigger so you can read it better. These are also posted on the Discord. This skill activates when Nightshade is deployed, increasing the master's damage to adventures. So this is PvP increase. While affected by draw, knockup, or knockback, the master nullifies the effects and becomes immune for 2 seconds. This is a big thing. It's going to be a real big thing against sword users, gladiator. It's going to be big against wind users in general, because that's most of their mechanics. The only thing this won't turn off is the anti-dodge from Eins and things like this. So it cancels the first one and makes you immune to them for 2 seconds with a 25-second cooldown. As you can see, it also does scale up to 5% adventure increase and 6 seconds ignore. So you ignore the actual hit, and then 6 seconds with a 25-second cooldown. That's pretty major, especially if you're against wind users, right? Now, again, the active temporal end, and we're going to have her animation at the end of this. So, compress untamed energy, singularity, AoE damage for 6 seconds after casting. 10% crit, 10% crit immunity, and heals 20% of damage received from crits. The healing off crits is pretty interesting. Number 2, on hit stun for 2 seconds. So if this hits someone, they get stunned. This skill's crit damage plus 20% on hit. The master gains 1 stack of Hawking Radiation, lasts 6 seconds. For each unit hit. It doesn't say that there's any cap of this. Each stack gives you 1% attack, 1% protection rate with 3 stack limit. So if you hit 3 people in an AoE, you get 3% attack, 3% protection rate. It's kind of interesting how they're doing this whole split of you're getting offense and defense at the same time. We have the crit rate, crit immunity, and then heal when you get crit, stun. So this is offense. Stun is offensive and defensive. The heal is defensive. And then even the stats: attack, which is offensive; protection rate, which is defensive. Pretty interesting. Yeah, right there. Level 2, because as you know, level 2, 5, and 8, there's added effects. Buff duration plus 20%. So that's 6 seconds from the Hawking radiation. You're getting 20% more of that 6 seconds. On cast, the master gets plus 5% attack for 6 seconds. Level 2 isn't a huge deal. Level 5, increase crit rate by 15 and reduces crit immunity by 10%, and then heal 30% of damage taken. So this is 5% crit rate and 10% heal when you get crit. That's pretty decent. And then level 8, the skill gets 10% more crit damage, and you get 2 stacks per hit, up to 6 stacks. So 6% attack, 6% protection rate. I'm going to have to see what the skill looks like, how easy it is to dodge, but the passive is pretty easy good against wind and sword users. Now I'm going to put myself out of the way and show you the animation. Let's make it big. Boom. Alright. Alright, there we go.